Hello everyone, welcome to the Q&A ahead of Gameweek 16. Do not adjust your screens, monitors, TVs. I'm a little bit blurry today, not entirely sure why, but the one you want to see is perfectly in focus. Sam Bonfield wearing a lovely tiger skin, leopard skin jacket. Very nice.
I was just telling you, wasn't I, before we came on, that we've been having some work done on the front of our house and it's been a bit chaotic today. So much so that they've knocked a wall down, which was unexpected. And they've also had to take the front door off for the whole day. So it's actually freezing in my house, which is why I wasn't planning to be wearing a coat slash jumper slash whatever this is. However, I am cold. So here we are.
I've got a little heater under my
Have you?
my desk.
Keeping your toes warm.
Yeah, obviously we just moved to this this new flat and we had our first energy bill come through, and let's just say the heating will not be going on again for the rest of winter. So
Oh God, really?
oh yes, very very much not what I was expecting. So I think I'll be joining you on the jacket. The jacket front when winter really hits. Hi to everyone in the chat. We've already got a lot of cheeky chappies, I would say. A lovely comment about my rank. As will soon be known as a 6 million rank man. There's a heart at the end, so I'm going to take that in the jovial sense. I suppose having a bit of a bash. I mean, if I go down to 6 million, that's where General was, and he has now overtaken me, despite not owning Haaland for the entire season. So that's always really nice. And then just lots of people talking about, we know we were a bit late. You had to fix the internet, but not in the streaming room. You had to fix it for your daughter in the other room.
I don't know what's going on with
as excuses go, that was a whole new one.
She just appeared at the door, didn't she? And was like, the internet's not working in the living room. I was like, I've got a live stream to literally go on right now.
Oh, Tech Bonfield's on the case, sir.
It's like, your dad's upstairs. Can you just ask Dad? No? Okay, Mum's coming. She's sorted now anyway. It's
that's fine. Good. That's good. Glad to hear it. I hope everyone is doing well. Get your questions in for Sam and I. We will try and answer as many as we can. The advice is better than the rank suggests. I do promise you of that. I gave Yelena a few tips of her free hit team, and they absolutely smashed it. And now I've just resigned myself to being, like the coach on the sidelines. Like Jose Mourinho was never particularly good at football, was he? But he obviously is a world-class manager, and maybe that's my role in FPL these days.
I think it's both of us, right? Because she asked me for my opinion on a defender pick.
Yeah, Tarkovsky, you said.
And I was like, get Tarko. And instead of getting... Who was she going to get before?
Milenkovic. You got the own goal.
Yeah, so I swapped it over. See, maybe that's our calling as. Maybe we should retire from FPL, but just give advice.
This is it. I think this is the future. This is our future careers. We could charge big consultancy fees and stuff like that.
We're in the right place, being on the Q&A, right? For giving advice.
That's it. Yeah, we've already set the the foundations for our future career.
We're like the OGs, and now we're passing it on now. Baton passed in a relay race.
Yo says, thanks guys, you walk so I could run. She's very humble. She made a lot of good decisions herself, obviously, but where there was a 50-50, I feel like we just steered her in the right direction. Sort
of gently pushed her.
Gently pushed. Yeah, that's
very good.
It.
Very good.
Speaking of Yels, you've got a lovely photo of her to show as part of our sponsor deal with the fantastic Aura Frames. Talk us through it, Sam.
Here she is. Look, you're beautiful, lady. And my lovely husband as well. I was actually searching for a picture of... I put a picture of the four of us up. But this frame is great because it just gives you little memories and things that you can look at. And I was scrolling through it trying to find the one of the four of us. But I've put... In the last week, I can't tell you how many pictures I've put on here. There's a lot. I think I'm up to about 250 photographs that are currently stored in this frame. And it is wonderful. And it's got all of these... lovely memories that now we've created together. Loads of you and me on here, loads of Yels and I as well. These are Aura frames. They would be really high on a Christmas wish list. I think for many, I'm going to send one down to you two because I think you'd both really like it. It's a perfect gift for almost everyone for Christmas. As I said last week, it allows you to upload an unlimited amount of photographs and videos. And these photos are also live. I'll see if I can get them to move for you. Oh, it's maybe... There you go. That one's moving a little bit. They're not the best live photographs, but they move around. Oh, look!
Oh, look at that one.
You are!
There I am.
There you are.
There I am.
So yes, they are the perfect, and you will always be able to have a new photograph on display whenever you want to see one. You can either do what I just did then and swipe, or you can allow it to be changeable depending upon when you want them to go. They're also the perfect Christmas gift because you can preload them with all of the photographs that you want to send, and as soon as the frame is unwrapped on Christmas morning, they will be there ready to go. As I said last week, I bought my mum one of these. I send photos to it whenever we are out and about, whenever we're doing something at the weekend. We took the kids to the Jingle Bell Ball at the weekend. She got a live photograph of Evie from the O2 whilst we were there, which she very much enjoyed when it appeared on her frame. And the good news is that they are still on offer through us if you use our code. So for a limited time only, you can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.co.uk to get £35 off the best-selling Carver matte frames. That's this one, which was named #1 by The Independent. If you use the promo code SCOUT at the checkout, so that's Aura Frames, which is on the screen, it's auraframes.co.uk. Promotion code is SCOUT. The deal is exclusive to our listeners, and the frames do sell out very fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holidays, and you can support the show by mentioning us at the checkout. Terms and conditions.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done, Sam. Lovely
I
demonstration.
do love
as
it
well.
so much.
I'm telling you, a
It's
career
so-
for you in these
I
shopping
know.
channels awaits.
It's so nice.
If the
Look.
consultancy Q&A doesn't work out, then you're going to be going to QVC, and my mum will be buying a load of stuff
There you
from
are
you
again.
at every opportunity.
Look, there we are.
Oh, there
having
we
a
are
little cuddle.
again at Fest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. Me and my favourite. There you are.
beautiful stuff. Okay, let's take some questions then. And what I liked about the previous screen where you were showing the frame was it have our ranks on. So that was nice.
No, that was in the good old days when we were. That was like pre-Gameweek 1 last year, when nothing can go wrong at that point. You feel on top of the world.
That's it.
Your
Well, we
arrows are
made.
destined for
I
green.
I know there's a few streamers out there, a few on Scout who aren't showing their ranks on screen. We don't buy
Oh,
into that.
really?
Yeah,
No,
we'll be
no,
here.
no,
we'll
no.
be here. We've got
As-
nothing to hide.
Shall we just give a little insight into our lives on Monday night? Monday night? Yeah.
Monday
night.
Yep.
So Sunday, I'm actually all right. I'm on a green arrow. I'm thinking, okay, I won't get away with it again on Monday, surely. Surely I'm not getting away with Manchester United not doing something again. But, maybe I could probably get away
It was
with...
ballsy going in without any United assets against Wolves, I will
For
say.
3 weeks in a row now, I've done this, and I got away with it twice, and I knew I wouldn't get away with it with Wolves. I was just hoping that it wasn't going to kill me. And the best thing about it is that they went 1-0 up, and I thought, I can't deal with this. I'm going to go in the bath. So I just disappeared off, took myself off into my own little world, came back downstairs at the end of the game, realised the score, and then was greeted by a text from you. What did it say?
I hate
you remember?
FPL. I think it might have had an F in it. Might have had the F word in it.
And I read it, and I thought, this is why I love that, man. Because together, we're just in the mud, and we'll just laugh about it, and we'll move on. And now we're back here again.
The good thing is, Sam, we got 5 free transfers to use. So
Yes.
I
Are
reckon
you using them all?
I've used 4 already. So yeah, 4 are done.
Have you honestly?
Yeah, I'm probably going to do the 5th as well.
Oh, I love you so much.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Too many price changes. It's been a bit of
Yeah.
a really weird one. Right, let's take some questions. Let's go in with... there's loads of questions already. Tom Clayton, getting Ekatike in. Would you go Szoboszlai or Harry Wilson in 2? Harry Wilson's really popular. I know he's had a couple of decent games, but I'm surprised with the level of interest that people are getting. I mean, they've got some good games coming up. He's been playing well. I mean, people have got transfers to use, all that kind of stuff. But would you consider him? Have you considered him? I'm guessing from that face, no.
Harry Wilson, I really like. I really like Harry Wilson. I like Fulham's fixtures. I like the way that they're playing. I like his role. I think he's a decent option at a cheap price point. Liverpool. It's so difficult, isn't it, with Liverpool? Because they feel like a team in crisis. They're in a bit of a spiral. Appreciate that they played well in the Champions League on Tuesday evening. Got a good result in that game. Even when that's playing off, there's still the background noise with Salah posting a picture of himself alone in the gym at Liverpool. Like, it's like, oh, come on, man. Like, just like, you've made your point now. Like, let's let them, you go do your AFCON thing and let them get on with it. But because of that, I just worry a little bit about Liverpool. And so, I think Szoboszlai is probably weirdly the best pick at Liverpool because he's on pens, it seems.
Do you think he takes off Isak on the pitch though? Because I'm pretty sceptical about that.
I don't know. I think he might. He might. I guess we're going to find out one time. But I think for now we have to assume that he is. It's not like Isak's in great form, is it?
Sam Bonfield not sitting on the fence for Liverpool's penalty taker situation.
I think it's Szoboszlai.
Really?
There you go. I'm off the fence. I think.
Oh,
it's
you're off the
Szoboszlai.
fence. That was a gentle push off the fence.
You shoved me off, didn't you? Made me make a call. I don't think Isak's done enough to take him. Would you trust him right now?
I just think you spent £120 million on a strike. You're trying to get his confidence up a bit. You give him the pen. His records. Szoboszlai has a better record than Isak if you go look over their whole career. But I don't know. I personally think Isak takes it. But I mean, it could well be. It could well be Szoboszlai. Do you think that maybe the Salah thing though is maybe focusing Liverpool a little bit? It doesn't look like Salah's getting much support from his teammates, the public, everything. I wonder if it's actually building a bit of support towards Slot at a time when he actually needs it. I mean, we're going to smash him at the weekend. It doesn't even matter. We being Brighton, me being a Brighton fan. Minteh versus Robertson. It's going to tear him apart.
I don't know, as I think when you have that kind of unease in a dressing room, whether or not the players think that Salah is correct or Slot is correct or what they think, I still think it's unsettling. And it comes in a season where they have been unsettled to the most or to the worst degree with what happened with Jota in the summer. So we've had that situation. They've been unsettled. We've had a difficult start to the season where there's clearly been things said. We've now had Salah's outburst. We've had Salah continuing to then post slightly interesting choices in terms of that photograph. Like, I think it has been difficult. They've had a lot of injuries. They've had a lot of new players coming in who've not really settled straight away. A lot of rotation. Like, none of these are excuses. They're just facts, right? So I don't know. I don't know whether, even leaving aside the Salah thing, we weren't all that keen on Liverpool before the Salah thing raised its head. Like, before Sunday afternoon, when Salah hadn't said anything, none of us were that keen on Liverpool anyway. So for me, nothing's really changed in the last week. To get double Liverpool would feel too much. So in this instant, I would have Harry over Szoboszlai. But Ekitike, I think, is probably the best pick if you want to go with one of the attacking assets. But even then, I'm not that keen on him. They look better when Isak and Ekitike played together, to be fair, in the Champions League, but I'm still not that keen. Would you want to double up on Liverpool right now?
No, I don't think so. I think Ekitike and Wilson's probably the way I'd go with that. I think you're putting a lot of eggs into a very, very risky basket. And yeah, I think if it was just a case of Szoboszlai versus Wilson, I'd probably go Szoboszlai. But I tell you, we're going to give him a game at Anfield on Saturday. I think in my predictions on Black Box, I've gone for a Brighton win. That's obviously the bias kicking in a little bit, but
obviously,
I think we'll make it tougher. I would be very, very surprised if Liverpool ran out 2-0 winners, 3-1, something like that. I think it's going to be very, very close. A few people asking about Minteh. Aaron Chen, Minteh hat-trick. God, that would be nice. China says, is Minteh playing too wide, making him a sell? He has been really disappointing, I've thought, the last 2 weeks. He's been getting the ball, and normally he gets the ball, looks up, and just drives. You've seen it time and time again. Drives towards goal, makes things happen. He picks up so many assists from driving into the box, cutting it back. But the last couple of games, he's been getting the ball, looking back, towards the halfway line, and just passing it on. There hasn't been any real threat from him. One good shot towards the end of the West Ham match, but other than that, not really seen a huge amount from him. But I do fancy him up against whoever Liverpool put out at left back. They've struggled. Kirk has a struggle. Robertson isn't the defender he was. It was a good battle between Juve and Minteh, but I fancy Minteh more, I think, against the Liverpool fullback. So he's not a sell. He's not a sell for me. I think you should keep him. Bob Pack sold Minteh and bought Rice today. Interesting. There's a few injury things around some of the Arsenal players, isn't there? Rice, Timber missed out last night as well.
It's a bit stressful, isn't it? Arsenal.
Yeah. Any
Bit
worries about them?
stressful. Yeah. Uh, Timber missing out is difficult. Like when I saw the team sheet, I was like, "Where's Timber?" But it turns out he travelled, right? He travelled with the squad, but just wasn't in the squad. So
He
suggests to me that it's
trains.
not.
There's a picture of him training, looking happy as Larry.
Which suggests to me that it's not terrible. Like, because if it's bad, you leave him at home and you let the doctors talk to him and all that kind of stuff. Like, you don't take him anyway, do you? So I think Rice is fine. I think if you've bought him, not that worried about Timber. I think he's had a rest now in midweek, so he surely plays against Wolves. That's fine. Saka, I was pleased to see him benched in the Champions League
Yep.
because that made me lean back towards the triple captain on him this week.
Whoa.
Yeah, I've leant
Joseph
back.
Bilic has said triple captain Saka. Mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, I
forgot you still had that chip left.
Yeah, that's my route to world number one. It's my route out of 3 million. By the end of the weekend, I'll be at 10 in the world. That's how many points Saka's going to get me.
Saka's. Do you know what? He's going to be my captain, so I'll take that if he does well for you. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because there's two ways of looking at it. There's Saka this weekend, rested for most of the Champions League game. Wolves terrible. He's a spark. Wolves from set piece is awful. That bodes well for both Saka and Timber. So I'm like, okay, this feels like I'm definitely captaining him. The triple cap, would I prefer to give it to Haaland next week? Well, I'm still not loving Haaland's performances. I'm still not hugely impressed by him, given they've scored like 12 goals in the Premier League in the last 4 weeks. And it's not exactly like he's been all over it. Like the others have been outshining him. And it's West Ham who are slightly improving. So those are my two choices. And my gut feeling is I probably should just go with Saka this week because it will be a differential captain against those that will just default to Haaland. But it is scary not going for Haaland because you just have that moment of like, well, if he kicks off and I've not captained him, that's going to hurt.
Do you think Saka at Wolves, though, regardless of differential, whatever, do you think Saka at Wolves is a better captain than Haaland versus West Ham?
Yeah, which is why I think I'm tipped back there, particularly a rested one. So my original thought was that without the Champions League action ahead of 17, that would make Haaland a better pick than Saka having played Champions League action heading into the Wolves game, because I was worried about a rest. But because he got the rest in the Champions League, I'm now not worried about the rest. I am a bit worried that he might come off on 70 minutes for Madueke, though.
I'm not too worried about Rice because I think he went into the Villa game with a bit of a knock, didn't he? I think there was some concern that he might, and he played that game. He was man of the match. He had like 24 defensive contributions or something absolutely ridiculous. And I just find it very convenient, when they've got a Champions League game and Arteta can't just say we're leaving it home because we don't really we think we're going to win this
we don't need you.
We don't need him. So it's very convenient to be like, oh yeah, he got a bit ill after the match. I think it was just an excuse to give him a bit of a rest before the game. I could be completely wrong. Maybe, we've seen it with Harry Kane in the past when he had that Christmas photo and he had the red nose. Do you remember that? And everyone was like, oh, he's ill. And I triple captained him after that. And I think he only played one. He had a double and then he played the one because he was actually ill. But I would be surprised if Rice wasn't okay to play on Saturday, personally. Is it Saturday play? Sunday? Whatever.
Yeah, Saturday evening.
Yep. Tobo Pat says, no way you triple captain Saka scores one and will be bought off. I'd be more concerned about that if he had played if he'd started in the Champions League.
If he'd have started in the Champions League, I don't think I'd do it.
Yeah.
I think I'd wait for Haaland the week after, but I think it feels like an opportunity.
If he scores one and gets taken off and gets max bonus, it's not the worst triple captain.
It's more than Haaland did the other week for people that triple captained him.
Very true. Very true. Manish says, start one, Minteh Anderson with an E or Mukiele. So Sunderland have got Newcastle, Anderson against Burnley, Minteh away at Liverpool. I think that's quite an easy one from my side.
Well, you're going to say Minteh, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I think you go Anderson.
That's where I would have gone.
Yeah.
But I thought you were going to back your man.
Well, Minteh's got the upside. It depends how you want to play it. If you want to go for a player who could terrorise Liverpool and come away with a goal and assist, and you're going to look really stupid if you bench him, go for him. But Burnley are really, really, really poor. And Anderson basically starts every game with a baseline of 4 because he gets the DEFCON. So a clean sheet against Burnley, you're looking at 8. Stick a bonus point on that. You're approaching double digits. He's definitely the one I think who is the most. If you were to run a simulation like 100 times, I think Anderson will come out with the average highest points out of these 3, personally.
Yeah. I think Newcastle score. I think there's a chance Liverpool keep Minteh quiet, given he's not been on form over the last couple of weeks. I think there is a chance that Burnley score, because actually they always seem to just nick an odd, stupid goal here or there.
So frustrating.
It's constant. Their numbers are constantly like there's a goal here or there for them. But I think Anderson feels like the best pick of those 3.
Yep, I agree. Joseph Maloney, is Bruno a buy this week, or is it too late?
I hate that, man.
I've relented.
Have you bought him?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're the last kickoff again this week.
I watched the last 2 games against West Ham and Wolves, and I didn't see the Palace game. He came away with 2 assists in that, but I watched the West Ham game and I thought I could be in trouble here against Wolves if he plays like this. He didn't get any returns, but he looked really, really good. And as it turns out, I should have moved heaven and earth to bring him in, because against Wolves, I mean, he got the really lucky, terrible defending for that first goal, but he could have had an even bigger haul. Let's be honest. Wolves were so bad in that game. I do think he's going to struggle. He's not going to get that much freedom in the next 3 games against Bournemouth, Villa and Newcastle. Like, they are better teams than Wolves. I mean, anyone pretty much is. But then he plays Wolves in 19 at home. And it's like, well, you're going to get him. You're going to want him for 19 anyway. His price could be 9.5 by then, 9.6. I think you've just got to move on him now. I think you just get him. And realistically, you probably just hold him till the end of the season.
The problem I have with it is, where's the money coming from? So I could downgrade Pope to a cheaper goalkeeper, fine. I mean, I was planning to go up from Raya to Raya from him, but Raya's at 6 million now. So blimey, I've got to find $1 million to get up from Pope to do that. So I could, not do that, go down, pick a different goalkeeper, save 0.5 there. But in order for me to get to Bruno Fernandes, like, I've got to find a chunk of money. So I've got 0.7 in the bank. I've got to get to 9.1 million. I'm not going to get rid of Foden. I'm not going to get rid of Saka. So the next most expensive option in my team is Kudus in midfield, who's 6.5. So yes, I could go up from Kudus, but it's not an insignificant find. We're talking about what, 2.6 million that I've
got. You got Mateta
find.
though, right? Mateta is surely the easiest downgrade.
Mateta comes down to Thiago, yeah. So that frees up some money, but it's still not enough. Like, I'm only at 7. I'm only at 8 from Kudus, so I still got to find another 1.1. So then I could go down from Virgil. Yeah, absolutely. I could get rid of Virgil. I'm not wed to that, but then I'm at 4 I've got to go to a 4.5, another 4.5 defender in order to make that a thing. And I'm actually not convinced I want to sell Kudus, who's starting to find some form. Like, I'd rather...
On pens, potentially,
and
as well.
on pens. So then I look down again, and the next one down is Anderson at Forest. So I'm, like, struggling with how I would get Bruno Fernandes.
If only you had 5 transfers. If only you had 5 transfers to move your team around and change your structure.
Well, I do, but what I'm saying is that in order for me to get to, if I want to go up from Anderson to Bruno, like, I've got to find an absolute fortune. Like, I can't, everything's got to change. I've got to make big sacrifices, and there's not a lot of wiggle room. How have you done it?
So I've done 4 transfers. I've taken out my boy Calvert-Lewin down to
For who?
Well, down to a Mark Gue.
Right, so that's how you've done it.
That's the money, yeah. And then I've done Mbeumo to Fernandes, Enzo to Foden, and Mateta to Thiago.
Yeah, so that is my only other option, is to go Voltemada down. Because if I do Voltemada down, I've got loads of money.
You don't really want to sell Voltemada before Sunderland, though, do you? Because that
Correct.
could be anything. That game, that derby game, could be anything.
So I think I might risk one more week of no Bruno and pray for Bournemouth.
Oh, another Monday night
I
watching.
know.
I do think Bournemouth are going to be a very, very different. They're going to be a difficult nut to crack, I think, for Man U, because they aren't great. Let's be honest. I thought Manchester United they didn't need to be great in that game, and Wolves scored. It was comical defending at times. Bournemouth are going to press them all over the pitch. It's just hard to overlook Bruno at the moment. He's going to get the DEFCON in that game. I'll be absolutely certain about. So he's going to get the 4. Can he get an assist or a goal? Probably. Will he get some dodgy penalty? Probably. I'm glad to have him. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's really tough. But that is where I think I am. I think I might have to take Voltemada down. But maybe I don't need to go all the way down as far as Guiu. Maybe I can go as far as I don't know, Raul Jimenez or
Calvert-Lewin at 5'6".
Absolutely not. Rather go all the way down.
If you told me a few weeks ago that I'd be selling Calvert-Lewin off the back of 3 attacking returns in a row, I'd have been so happy because I was like, oh, surely I've caught at least one of those. Nope, missed them all. Benched all 3 of those. Absolutely frustrating. What do you reckon about Semenyo? If you had Semenyo this week, would you sell him? Bob Paddock says Semenyo will storm Old Trafford. Aaron Chen says Semenyo hasn't done anything in 2 months. Very true. And then we had another question about would you keep him, given they've got Burnley at home next week, I think, isn't it? So obviously a good fixture for him there.
I sold Semenyo last week for Foden. And we were out on a little Christmas. It was part of Evie's birthday present, but we took the kids to the O2 on Saturday to watch the Jingle Bubble. And we were walking around the shops and Semenyo scored the goal that was eventually ruled out. And Max comes in to the shop I'm in with Evie and goes, Mum, just letting you know Semenyo scored. Dad's very pleased about it. And I was like, oh, for God's sake. Why is it he scored on the week I've taken him out? Anyway, of course, it eventually gets ruled out. And then the next day I'm watching Match of the Day. And I am for the second week in a row, I'm thinking, you're raging with Evan Nilsson, aren't you? If you're Semenyo, 2 weeks in a row, you're the one that's at the cause of you not getting a goal. But he's involved. And that's what is slightly concerning about having sold him, is that he is involved in their attacking play. He looks the most likely of the Bournemouth players. They're in a lull, they're in a dip. The numbers have actually come back up a bit. His underlying numbers really dipped. They have risen a little bit over the last couple of weeks. Manchester United defensively aren't anything to write home about. I mean, goodness me, they allowed Wolves to score against them and they ain't scored in 8 hours. So defensively, there's definitely, room for Semenyo to get something, for Bournemouth to get something. But I just don't really trust them. I don't trust them in attack. I don't trust him. And I think when you're looking at the midfielder slots, they feel so valuable right now in terms of the players that you could have, that not using a spot on Semenyo when you could upgrade him like I did last week to somebody like Foden if you've got just a little bit of money in the bank feels like a bit of a no-brainer.
See, I think I'd keep him.
Would you? Well, because of Burnley?
I think if I still had him, I think the next 2 fixtures against United and Burnley is... I think, like you said, I've watched him from the highlights, and I think the fact he hasn't got any returns, I think we're really lucky, especially in that game at the weekend.
The numbers are better. They are better.
The numbers are better. The fixtures are decent. He's the main threat. They need points. I think they're still a good team, even though the results haven't really been there. So I think I'd keep him. I would be looking definitely to get rid of him after the Burnley game. They've got a horrible run after that. They've got Brentford away, Chelsea away, Arsenal, Spurs, Brighton away, Liverpool. I mean, from 18 right down to 23, I think that's an easy sell. But if you've held him this long, you've held him for Sunderland away. I think we all knew that was going to be tough. You've held him for Everton at home. Everton are a tough nut to crack as well. And then you held him for Chelsea. So you've held him for 3 really tough games, and you're selling him before the 2 good ones.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I think you keep, but I can understand why you would want to move him on. I'm not saying it's...
He's been frustrating, really, really frustrating.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
Serena says, am I the only person with a bench boost still? Can't be me.
No, Kelly has hers on the pod.
Kelly has hers?
We were talking about it. Yeah, we were talking about it. And I think if I still had my bench boost, I would optimise the bench with the with these 5 free transfers. I think I would just fix the team and play it.
Yeah. I think I would as well. That's what I was thinking of doing, and in the end I made the decision to not do that. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, in a way, because I had so many problems that I needed fixing. If I was having to work out a bench as well, I think I'd be even more stressed out. At least I've been able to fix. I wouldn't be able to have done Cavalier into GUI, for example, because I would need that spot to play on the bench boost. So,
although he might get more minutes with Delap out.
True, but you don't really want to be benching with Mark Gu. I mean, it's going to be better than my 7 points I managed in the end, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. But
yeah, he's not going to hit Van der Ven heights, but might get you one.
I think if you've still got the bench boost, I think this is probably the week to do it, because you've got the 5 transfers and you've got Dubravka at home to Fulham. And the fixtures are good for decent teams, aren't they? Yeah, they are.
Yep.
Joseph Billick, I think Semenyo is the best left winger in the league, and hopefully he returns in the next 3. Well, there you go. You definitely don't.
There you are.
Eddie Casey, good to see you. Hi, as and Sam, is Timber fit? Also,
we hope so.
Welbeck got 0.2 to spend. It's hard to know what's going on with Timber. I was really surprised when he wasn't there, because he looks. It's a bit different to the Rice one. He wasn't left at home. He was training with the team. I
just wonder if he just felt a little bit of something, and they just thought, right, let's not bother risking it.
That's what I think, because they've got so many players. Like having Gabriel and Saliba out. Like if Timber's out
and
as well.
Mascara now.
Well, exactly. They've got big problems. So I think they just need to wrap him up. I would be very surprised again if Timber and Rice didn't play at the weekend. I would be amazed, because there's obviously
I'd be really shocked.
Yeah, so would I. Yep, it's fine. What's with Welbeck? I think I'd keep Welbeck on pens against a leaky Liverpool defence.
Konate's definitely going to make a mistake.
Yeah, Welbeck will play. If you're worried about his minutes, he's absolutely fine. If you haven't got Thiago, maybe that's the move you do, because you do Welbeck to Thiago, and he's probably a better pick up with Leeds at home. But apart from him, other strikers, not really a huge amount. There's a few people mentioning Jimenez. I don't think I'll be doing Welbeck to Jimenez. I still don't. I'm not too sure about Fulham and Jimenez. He's got a good run as well, but I mean, 2 goals, 3 assists all season.
They've come recently though, most of them.
Well, he's had a goal and assist in the last 5 games.
I don't mind it as a pump.
Yeah, keep Welbeck, I reckon. Yeah, we're different.
Yeah, I think I would move, because I don't know about you lot.
JC, Jimenez moves like a slow thing.
Oh yeah, but
he does.
He does.
He's effective though. He is effective.
He is effective. And I can't. He's one of those like slightly romantic FPL picks, if you know what I mean. Like, because back in the day,
back in the Wolves days,
he was so good, wasn't he?
He was unbelievable. I remember, the ruining of my seasons goes back years now, but I remember him, 5 years ago. I just refused to get him in for whatever reason. And he was just scoring headers like every week. It's just another header going in.
Yeah.
How many goals did he get?
It was like the same goal,
goals.
Wasn't it, every week? It's like you put Wolves on Match of the Day, and it would be Jimenez scoring the same goal again, week upon week upon week, just like the same thing, the same
he got 17 goals that season.
Yeah, he was unreal, and 19... he was cheap as well. Like he wasn't expensive in FPL. He was one of the game breakers, wasn't he?
Where did I finish that season? 19-20. Let's have a look. I finished 17k. Didn't even need Jimenez.
Where was I?
Didn't even need him.
What was it? 19-20.
19-20. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me have a look.
Oh, 17k. Those were the years. Those
Back
were the days.
In those days. 19-20. Oh, that was my epic season where I finished 3k.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you? And I bet you had Jimenez.
I always had Jimenez. Jimenez was my favourite non-Spurs player. I
think it wasn't he 5.5? He was some ridiculous price.
Really cheap.
Yeah, he was like 5.5 or 6 started the season. Yeah.
In fact, I think he's. I've got my that season in one of the good team on paper frames. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Look up there.
And Jimenez is in there.
And Jimenez is on that one.
Legend.
Yeah, because he was a legend.
Yeah, and then he had obviously the head trauma stuff, didn't he? And took him a while to get back, and now he's back in. So I've always got a really soft,
bit of a soft spot for him.
Even though he ruined, I could probably finish in the top 1k that year if I finished 17k without him. But Yeah. Mark says, as a 1 week punt and then get rid. Eze against Wolves?
I mean, it does feel like a good pump. Would he be the one that you would punt on from Arsenal for a week, though?
Yeah, I think so. I think he probably would be. Because obviously you've got the slight injury with Rice. You go Madueke, but we're not sure if he played. Martinelli, Trossard's out. Odegaard's been rubbish. FPL-wise, Marino, where's he going to play? I think Eze is the safest. Yeah, but is he definitely going to start? It could be Marino.
Could be Marino.
I think Eze will definitely play. He had a full rest. He is the one player in that team where you would be pretty confident of 90 minutes. I think he's...
And if it's a 1 week punt and then you're going to get rid, then
yeah,
I think you can afford to do that.
He's the one for me. Deban says, hi, Samanaz. Pick one of Bruno Guimaraes and O'Reilly or Anthony Gordon and Cash/Chris Richards.
Oh, that's difficult.
Is it?
I do think it's difficult because I like all three of the defenders. I like O'Reilly. He's got good attacking threat. I think he's decent. I really like the Matt Cash pick at the minute. I'm a bit obsessed with that. I think Villa are a team that I'm massively underinvested in, and I like the look of him. I like the Richards pick. I've always liked the Richards pick. I think he's a really decent option if you can't afford one of the more expensive assets. You've maybe got Klein as well, potentially, with the Munoz stuff going on. But the midfielder two are difficult because Bruno versus Gordon. I mean, Gordon's got the penalties, which is good, but Bruno's got form. And both of them don't have a great fixture against Sunderland.
Bruno O'Reilly for me all day, every day, not even a debate. You're picking the risers as well.
Not even a debate.
These players are just going up in price anyway. Gordon's got rotation around with who's going to start. Every week you're going to be a little bit concerned he's not in the team. You're going to be a little bit worried he's going to get early subbed. That's what happened when I owned him, for example. And then I think out of O'Reilly, Cash and Richards, O'Reilly is clear because he's just so ridiculously attacking.
All I keep doing now is tinkering with my team. Every time a player gets mentioned, I'm like, if I did that move.
Yeah, I don't know. I think what Bob says, Newcastle forwards are a big no, so much rotation. I think that's the way, especially when Vissa's back. He's had a bit of a virus or something, isn't he? But he's going to be he's going to be in the reckoning. That's going to be even less minutes for certain players, and we just don't know what that's going to be. And Bruno G is just on a ride the wave of that at the moment. I mean, he's scoring. What is it? 2 corners he scored from in a row.
Yeah.
When a player's scoring 2 corners in a row, there's something. Something's happened. They've made some kind of dodgy deal with the devil to get that kind of luck. Eddie Casey, you want to see a chat? Think of Thiago, captain?
Oof. It's not. I don't think there's a lot not to like about Thiago as captain, is there?
You're captaining a Brentford player over an Arsenal or Man City player, and would anyone be massively shocked if Leeds won that 1-0? I mean, you would.
I would be. I'd be massively shocked if Leeds won that 1-0.
Would you be as shocked as Saka not returning against Wolves?
I think I'd be more shocked if Brentford lost than if Saka didn't return.
Wow. Okay. Well,
only because I think that Brentford at home are so good, and Saka. I'll be surprised if he didn't return. But at the same time, there are other players in that Arsenal team that could just be the ones that finish the chances that day.
The thing is, I mean, they are the polar opposites of each other because Saka has been very, very poor from an FPL points perspective, but still putting in good stats. Whereas Thiago's stats aren't actually that great if you take out the penalties, but he keeps getting them and keeps finding. I mean, he's got 11 goals.
Yeah, because Dango knows how to win a penalty.
Yeah. And they've got him for one more week.
Yep, before he goes.
Yeah.
He's a 1 week punt you could take.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, do you know what? Do it. I don't hate it. I think you're probably right. I don't think there is a huge amount in it between them.
I don't think there's a huge amount in it.
Yeah. Go for it. If you think he's going to do better than Saka and Haaland. I mean, are you even considering Haaland this week? I'm not.
Nope.
No.
No, it's all been. I've only been on Saka. I think if I'd have seen Saka in the starting 11 for Arsenal, it would have made me look elsewhere. But with not seeing him in the starting 11 in midweek, I was like, right, well, there you go. That's my captaincy done.
I'm the same. We'll take one more question, and then I think we'll probably head off. And this is from El Primo Brawl Stars.
Oh, here we go.
Klein for 3.8 million, given that Munoz is out for a little bit and needs surgery.
Yeah, poor old Daniel coming in with the knee injury. I think one, we don't definitely know that it's going to be Klein. We've assumed it's going to be Klein that stands in, but we haven't had confirmation of that yet. So
well, he played against Fulham, didn't he, with Munoz out?
He did. Last game. Yeah, and they conceded. But I think he's the most obvious replacement, and I would be surprised if we didn't see him start again in the Prem on the weekend. Given that it's 4 to 6 weeks for Munoz is being reported, well, that could effectively get us to February. So by that point, you've got another wild card that comes into play. So 3.8 actually feels like a decent opportunity to save a bit of money. Like if you aren't invested in Palace, or if you're invested in Palace but it's Munoz and you therefore want to shift out that investment, obviously you can go anywhere. So you can go down to Gahey, you can go down to Lacroix or Richards. But I don't hate the down to Klein thing, because what you could do with that extra 2 million is like huge, isn't it? Across the rest of your team. That's the difference between a Nottingham Forest midfielder and Bruno Fernandes, almost.
I guess the thing is, I mean, when you've got Richards at 4.6, I mean, I know it's 0.8, but you've still got a sort of a budget defender who you could hold for the rest of the season quite comfortably in Richards. Whereas Klein, if you do decide you want 3 Palace back, he locks you out. If he does, I mean, I agree with you. He hasn't played in bloody ages. Like, is he capable of playing over Christmas and into January and all of that? Can he find another person that could step in maybe to play? I think it's risky going from, if he's going to be a player who just sits on your bench and you play every now and then, fine. But
if he's like Guiu, then
if he's like a Guiu, then he's the cheapest one, probably the best pick. As you say, right up until February. But if you actually want to bring him into some kind of rotation, I'd find a little bit of extra money and go for Richards. I think at 4.6.
If we were to see him at the weekend tonight and then at the weekend, would that change your mind?
I think I'd be in the same position. I'd be like, if I needed the money and I've got Goodmanson, right, at 3.9. If I was picking a 3.9 defender now and it was Goodmanson or Klein, I'd pick Klein.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've got a bit of money. I've got, to go for someone else, and I probably don't need to do that. So I would just go. It's like De Kuyper versus Van Heck. I think at the moment with Matoma out, De Kuyper's the better pick. But as soon as Matoma is back in the squad, then suddenly his minutes are going to be massively reduced. So I think I'd just get Van Heck.
Yeah,
for a little bit more. That's kind of what you pay for. Excellent. Right, Sam, absolute pleasure as always. Thanks everyone in the chat. Great questions. Hopefully you're all spending your 5 transfers smartly. So you haven't made any yet?
No,
Ooh.
Felt very much like this week felt really important, like in terms of understanding with Arsenal, because I don't have 3 Arsenal, I have 2. So I wanted to get through the Champions League, work out, was I going Raya? Was I taking a punt on somebody like Eza? Was I going to go Gyökeres? Like, I wanted to watch what happened with Arsenal in midweek and get a feel for how that team looked in the middle of the week. I also really wanted to watch Spurs again, because I have Kudus, and I was like, oh, that slot is maybe up for grabs. I want to watch that Champions League performance and see how that plays out. I wanted a little bit more understanding about Palace before I sold Mateta, and then obviously got the word on Mateta yesterday. So yeah, I've just kind of held fire, and I've missed some price rises because of it, but I kind of felt like knowledge felt
well,
important.
you had Foden already, which helps. I had Foden. I felt like I needed to move on that.
Yeah, if I hadn't have had Foden, like Lee did it on Sunday, I think, maybe even Saturday, before there was going to be a price rise, and he was just like, I'll just get Foden now and it's done. And he moved early on it for that reason. But I had him, and yes, I've missed some price rises on some other players, but it was like, well, it's a point 0.1 here and 0.1 there, and I know that 0.1 adds up. Like, I've probably
my moves have got me 0.6.
yeah. I was going to say I've probably missed out.
When
On
you
probably
when you're
0.4,
getting into
0.5.
that, did you have Have you got Thiago?
Nope.
Okay.
No, not yet. So that one has cost. Like that one's the one
Yeah.
I should have done. I should have done that one before because I knew I was going to do that one. I knew from the
Suddenly
weekend.
about to cry then.
Yeah, well, I did. Like from the weekend, I knew I was going to do Mateta to Diago. So that one I should have just done. But I just felt like I wanted to just. I think honestly, after Monday night, I was so annoyed about the Bruno thing and the fact that he had that, like, because my arrow was, I was in the top 2 million on Sunday, and I was like, okay, we've broken a barrier, that feels good. And then he tucked me back down for, I mean, it wasn't just him, it was in Bomo as well, but I think I just needed a couple of days to just decompress from that, and because of that I've then watched Spurs, watched Arsenal, got a better understanding of what I want to do. So now I know roughly where I am. I also wanted to watch Liverpool because I've got Virgil, he's taking up a lot of money, but don't really want him. So I just felt like knowledge felt like power, and so I missed some price rises. Mateta, I should have just done it. I'll do that one tonight, and then it will be done, and then I'll work on the others over the next couple of days before the deadline, because it's not until Saturday afternoon as well, so we've got a little bit more time this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, if you've been decisive like me, or whether you're waiting for more news like Sam playing the patient game,
Floundering.
Yeah, we're bored. That's both of us. Hopefully decisions are good. Hopefully we'll get a green arrow this weekend. Do check out Aura Frames, link in the description. Use the code SCOUTS, as Sam mentioned. Do check out Fantasy Football Scout, read all the great articles, check out the tools, all the amazing things that's happening on that site. It still blows my mind. And of course, like this stream, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And Sam and I will be back next week. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, guys.